Let's begin. The storm is on the radar. The news is saying maybe lose power overnight, and you have a choice about which version of this evening you are about to live. Watch two homes. In the first, the lights flicker, then go out, and there is a small, almost boring pause. Someone reaches into a known drawer, clicks on a lantern, fills a glass from a jug already on the counter, and the evening simply continues by warm light, a little cozier than before. In the second home, the same storm, the same outage, but now it is a phone light scramble through cold cupboards, a drive to a store where the shelves are already stripped, and a long, tense night of guessing. Same storm. The difference was not luck. It was one quiet afternoon weeks earlier, spent calmly putting a few ordinary things in one place. Today, the 72-hour kit. 3 days of the basics, assembled once on a good day, so that an ordinary disruption stays ordinary. No bunkers, no fear, just a calm box on a shelf, and the steady feeling of a home that is ready. Here is the whole idea in one sentence. Most disruptions are short, and a short disruption only feels like an emergency if you have to go find everything in the middle of it. A 2-day power outage is a camping trip indoors if your basics are already in a box, and a stressful scramble if they're scattered across the house or sitting on a store shelf you cannot reach. The goal here is not to prepare for the end of the world. It's the opposite. It's to make the small bad days small. We are aiming at the realistic disruption that actually visits ordinary homes. The storm, the outage, the boil water notice, the road closed for a day. For that, 3 days of the basics is plenty. So let us build it together, one shelf at a time, and watch it come together into something genuinely reassuring. Picture an empty bin on the floor, just a plastic tote with a lid. We're going to fill it calmly, with a short list you can mostly shop from your own kitchen. Watch it build, one layer at a time. Water on the bottom, food on top of that, then light, then power, then the small basics that tie it all together. 5 layers, one box, one calm afternoon. Let us take them in order. Layer 1, water. And this is the heavy one, so it goes in first. The simple rule the experts use is 1 gallon per person per day for 3 days. Half for drinking, half for everything else. So a household of 4 is aiming at roughly 12 gallons. That sounds like a lot until you see it. It's just a few of the big jugs from the grocery store tucked in a closet. Don't overthink the container. Store-bought sealed water is the easiest, lasts a long time, and costs very little. Add a little extra if you have pets, and if anyone relies on a specific medication or formula, that goes on the list too. Water is the one thing you truly cannot improvise in a hurry, which is exactly why it sits on the bottom of the box, holding everything up. And here's the calm part. Once it's in the closet, you're done. Water does not expire on you. In a panic, you glance at it once a year, and otherwise it just sits there, being ready on your behalf. Layer 2, food. And the only trick here is to choose food that needs nothing. No cooking, no fridge, no fuss. Think of the shelf-stable things you already half like: canned beans and soup, peanut butter, crackers, dried fruit, nuts, a few of those pouches of tuna or chicken, some granola bars, maybe a treat or two, because morale is a real supply. Pick foods your family actually eats, because a kit full of things nobody likes is not a kit, it is a science experiment in the back of a closet. Toss in a manual can opener, a metal hero that costs $1 and saves a very frustrating evening, and a few plastic utensils. 3 days of food that needs no power and no stove. That is the whole assignment, and most of it is one ordinary grocery run. One small habit makes it effortless forever. Every few months, eat a little from the box on a normal night and replace it on your next shop. The food stays fresh, nothing is ever wasted, and the kit quietly keeps itself stocked while you barely think about it. Layer 3, light. Because the dark is what makes a calm outage feel like a scary one, and it is the easiest thing in the world to fix ahead of time. Pack real flashlights, not the dying app on a phone you need for other things, with spare batteries taped right alongside them so they never wander off. A lantern or two turns a dark room back into a living room. Give each kid their own small flashlight to keep, because a personal flashlight turns a nervous child into a deputized adventurer in about 2 seconds. And please skip the candles. An open flame in a dark, bumped-into house is how a manageable outage turns into a genuine emergency. Battery light is brighter, safer, and you can hand it to a 6-year-old. Light is cheap, light is calming, and light is the difference between an adventure and an ordeal. Layer 4. Power. Keeping the small lifelines alive. The thing most of us truly miss in an outage is not the lights, it's the phone, because it is the radio, the map, and the way you reach the people you love. So pack a power bank, charged, and a charging cable purled up beside it. A modest battery pack can refill a phone several times, which is plenty for a few days. Add a small battery-powered or hand-crank radio so that even with the phone resting, you can hear what is actually happening when the storm passes, when the water is safe again, when the road reopens. That little radio is your calm, factual window on the world when everything else is dark. None of this is expensive, and all of it buys you the one thing panic feeds on, not knowing what is going on. Layer 5. The small basics that tie it together, the boring stars of the box. A simple first aid kit, a week of any essential medications, rotated so they stay fresh, copies of important phone numbers on paper because you cannot scroll a dead phone, a little cash and small bills because card readers need power too, and the panic-priced store down the road may only take cash. Some hygiene basics, a few garbage bags, a multi-tool, a whistle, and if anyone in the house is very young or very old, the specific things they need: diapers, formula, glasses, hearing aid batteries. Write your own family onto this list, because the best kit in the world is the one built around the actual people in your actual home. Now, let us talk for a moment about money, because it is the quiet star of this whole idea. Add it up, and a solid kit is genuinely modest. Much of it is food and water you would buy anyway, just bought a little early and kept in one place. Plus a flashlight, a power bank, and a radio you own once and keep for years. Now, price the other evening. When a storm is hours away, the stores empty out and prices climb, and a frantic last-minute run costs far more for far less, if there is anything left on the shelf at all. A spoiled fridge of groceries, a night in a hotel because home felt unmanageable, a premium-priced everything bought in a panic. That is the expensive version. The kit is not really a cost. It is the cheapest insurance a home can own. A small, calm, one-time effort now against an expensive, stressful scramble later. You're not bracing for catastrophe. You're just buying your future self a quiet evening instead of a frantic one. Let me offer one honest note before we close, because real readiness means knowing the size of the thing you're preparing for. This kit is built for the ordinary disruption. 3 days, give or take. It's not a doomsday bunker, and it's not meant to be. For most of us, in most places, that 3-day window is exactly the right size. It covers the storm, the outage, the short boil water notice, which is the overwhelming majority of what actually happens. If you live somewhere with longer or more frequent disruptions, you may stretch toward a week, and that's a reasonable, calm choice too. But do not let the dream of being ready for everything stop you from being ready for something. A modest box you actually built this month beats the perfect, elaborate plan you never quite start. Readiness is not a fortress. It's a shelf, one you build once on a calm day for the version of you who will someday be very glad it is there. So here's the whole thing to carry into one calm afternoon this month. Get a bin, put in 3 days of water, a gallon per person per day, add food that needs no cooking, and a can opener that does not need a thing, pack real flashlights with spare batteries and one for each kid, add a charged power bank and a little radio. Tuck in the basics: first aid, medications, cash, the paper list, the specific things your specific people need. Then put the lid on, slide it onto a shelf everyone knows, and quietly forget about it, which is exactly the point. You're not living in fear of the storm. You spent one good afternoon so that the next bad one stays small. That's not doomsday. That's just a calm, ready home built by someone who loves the people in it. Build the box on a good day. Be the calm house. If something here was useful today, the best thing you can do is use it tonight in one small way. And if you'd like to keep growing with us, you're welcome in our tribe at familycreative.org. It's where we gather the tools and resources we build for people doing this on purpose, and where you can learn more, share what's working, and help someone a few steps behind you. That's the whole point. Small, steady, together. Be kind, try hard, do the work, build the family. We'll see you in the next one.